Hello folks and welcome to another tactic by me, Tactical Mac 7 on YouTube, a Mac Tactics tactic. So today we have a 4-3-3-2. This is our defensive formation. I've done a number of these in the past where I've called them crazy AI movement from the midfield. This is slightly different to those ones because we're setting it more as a defensive. Now we're still going to be looking for those midfield runs. We're just not going to be relying on them as much, and we're going to be trying to get them to be a little bit more structured. So like if you imagine the midfield and defense as a structured unit, and then the front three as a more free-flowing unit, that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to give ourselves just that little bit of ability to control the ball, control the tempo, control the game, and remain quite solid and structured within our formation. So yesterday you'll have seen the ultra defensive one. This is a more attacking version, but not crazy attacking. So we'll probably just start the game with this. I've not done the gameplay of it yet. So we'll probably just start the game with this and then to get into it. Playing with this has been really fun though, I can be honest with you. It's really frustrating for someone playing against you because you just have passes and you just have options. So let's get into some gameplay. Welcome to the gameplay analysis part of the 4-3-3-2. You guys know how much I love the 4-3-3-2. I've done a number of videos over the year. I think I've done 3. This one's slightly different to those videos. This is a more neutral, or it's in the defensive slot, so it's a more neutral version of the 4-3-3-2. But you just can't stop those midfield runs. You can't stop the way the midfield moves in this. So it's always going to be slightly attacking. You see, we're just doing a wee bit tiki-taka here, just to open up the space, but Kanji closes down the ball well and puts it out for a corner. Now, if you score a corner goal, it doesn't really matter what tactic you're on. You'll have a wee routine like this, and boom, there's a goal. I'm not counting that one towards tactics because that is just a corner kick routine. So, if I stop the ball here, you can see, what will we do, yellow? Yellow. We have our back four. Now I've pulled Laporte out a little bit. You see how narrow they are because he's playing through the middle. I also have Kondongbe as my CDM sitting in that position. And my 2 midfielders are a little bit further forward, and my 3 strikers, well, 3 forward players are a wee bit further forward. So you see the setup of it straight from kickoff. It's a really nice setup. It's a really nice way of playing. It does look really narrow, but if you'd played the ball out right or left from kickoff, then my whole team would have moved right or left, and we'd have the same we'd have the same defensive aspect of it from kickoff. So it kind of helps you with the kickoff glitches that tend to happen. Play. So we win the ball back. Lo Celso comes back and picks up. We're just going to take our time. We're just looking for passes. We're not trying to be overly counter-attacking in this one. We are trying to figure out how our opponent is playing, and we're just trying to find space. And we're looking for little runs like that. And there we go with Pedri. So what's really nice about this one is so Mbappe's dropped quite deep, and that's just because he's on mixed attacking style. We've got Lo Celso making this run, and we've got Pedri making that run. And you just can't stop those runs. You just can't stop those runs. They're so good. It's like this in the 4-1-2-1-2 and the 4-3-3-5. The midfield runs are just different. They just hit differently with these formations. So again, straight from kickoff, nice pressure on the ball, moving it back. That should have been a ball through to Lo Celso, but you know the game sometimes just decides you're not going to make those balls. That's a crazy ball. But we win it. Kondongbe there as our deep line playmaker comes back and starts us off again. Alvarez, you can see that his team's gone a lot more attacking. He's probably got pressure on heavy touch or something now. He's in our back 3, I think, now. So we're just finding the space, finding our passes. Remember, we're not pressing sprint when we collect the ball unless we have space to sprint into. We do a wee scoop turn, running scoop turn there, and we try and hit the finesse, but gets closed down. His defense was actually quite good in that regard again. Here he makes a mistake. I pick up the ball, and it only takes a couple of passes till we're in. A lovely spin from Pedri and then driven across the goal. And yeah, I would probably quit at that point too. But again, Pedri popping up in that position. And he's stay on the edge of the box, by the way. Just give you that. And yeah, he's getting in the box. Look, this annoys me as well. Has anyone else been super annoyed by this? I have packed Abdi Pele twice since he's been in packs. Not once have I hit his footies card. I've hit both of those hero cards. Super annoying. I don't understand why EA do that. Don't put 2 versions in the same round. Just give us the good ones. August. Come on. So, win the ball straight off the bat. we get away with doing a stop and turn there with Alvarez. We get Alvarez, so we're up 1-0 right at the start. Remember, Alvarez is our right winger, but he's getting in the box. He's being part of the game. You know, it's just great. Here I'm a. Oh, what is it? It's going slow. Let's go back, because here, this pass he makes here. This is the one I make a little mistake. I should be selecting Alvarez and bringing him back, and bringing him back that way. Not try to head off the player, but going back this way into the space. I don't do that, and I nearly get caught out because I have to go across on my left back, and then I have to bring my right back, and I have to bring my right centre back across. And that can be really dangerous at times. So we get away with it. Then we get away with trying to play a cross-field pass and losing out. Capdeviad has the pace to get ahead of Chiesa there. And that's one of the things I've never really talked to you guys about this, but the difference between through balls and lofted through balls. You'll see I almost always do along the ground through balls. And that's purely to do with how a player controls the ball once they get it. Because if you pass the ball in here, I'm not pressing run. You can see up in the... I'm not pressing any buttons when I receive the ball. And that just means that once I've received the ball, he'll take it in and move with it a lot better. I'll lose the ball there, yeah. But I'm not losing the ball because of my stupidity. I'm losing the ball because of the game. We got a lovely wee scoop turn there, and then we get Mbappe in, and we do a wee dink ball to the back post, and Alvarez gets his second. And then we say goodbye to that guy. So we're into the third game. Team of the Year, Alisson. Not seen that card in a long time. That Walker card is difficult. Fabinho's brilliant. Stojkovic is brilliant. Kolomowani is a brilliant card up top. Not one I used a lot, but a couple of times. So we get the game started. We are just finding space. Seeing how he's fitting out, because I just didn't feel he was going to stay in that formation, but you can see the way his team's set up, how deep his two CDMs are. And how spread his team is. And this is all the things I'm looking at when I start a game. I'm like, looking, where's his player sitting? Where's his midfield sitting? Where's his striker sitting? Just try to find the space on the pitch. Who's he bringing back? Can I find balls into that channel? Because you know I love that channel. So here we go, though, a little bit. Tiki-taka. We go back out wide. That's a terrible ball. I should have just taken a run with it. But we get the ball back. Alvarez. And now here I'm looking at inside and one more. We find the space from Lo Celso and then just dink it in. Low driven's brilliant. And that's a really effective way of finishing those low drivens when you have those midfield runs. When your midfielders are making those crazy late runs into the box and just finding that wee bit of space, you tend to be one-on-one with the keeper and just low drive it into the bottom corners. Mbappe's moved out to the wing. So that means Alvarez has moved a little bit further inside. That's a good body check there. We just turn, we get back to Pedri. We fake shot to create space. Lo Celso, we're just keeping the ball nice and close to us. Lovely wee through ball to Mbappe. And again, low driven into the bottom corner. Pure patience. It's all about patience. It's all about just letting the team do what they need to do. Let your players get into positions. Play the sensible pass. And then look for that pass. You'll always have to play a high risk pass at some point. And that's the one that will typically get you in on goal. But before that, make sure you're just playing nice, simple passes. And dink low into the bottom corner. So in 12 minutes, we're up. I mean, you've seen the quality of goals we're scoring. That ball there. Let's go back to that. So that's a good ball. This should have been a good ball. We get really lucky. That first time dink over the top to Alvarez. That's the kind of stuff you get to do with these narrow front three. Especially when they're all on stay forward. It's not like the 4-3-2-1 where you're really playing a top two because you've got one centre forward on come back. Here we've got all the players on similar. The two wingers are on come back, but you've seen how forward they are most of the time. So we get forward again. We've got Pedri, who's made the overlapping run on Alvarez, which has allowed us to then pass on to Mbappe. We've got a player at the back post, but I was just playing about a little bit there. Capdevia makes a good interception. Pedri Alvarez, it's all one-touch stuff. You want to be quick. You don't want to let your opponent settle on the ball, and you don't want them to be. I've always said you need to be kind of creative and unpredictable. As long as you're unpredictable, you will always create chances. We get a nice block in the way there, but that Kolo Muani, he's such a difficult card to play against because he's fast, strong, and technical, and that's kind of what you're wanting at the moment. He tries a volleyed power shot. I want to see that again. I remember doing this and being so annoyed. I want to see my key inputs. I definitely did put fake shot. Watch the X and A, because I've got X for shoot. So watch this when I get the ball right here. Boom, boom. You see the two of them get hit? I definitely did a fake shot. So I've got no idea why it did a big clearance like that. Annoying. So we've got the ball again. Poor pass from me there. It should have been out wide. I probably tried to put it out wide, but the computer's just been a bit annoying. And we're covering the space. We've put him on the outside, and we make the tackle. Because if we'd allowed him to go inside, he'd have been inside that wee channel, and he would have been straight through on goal. So it's really important you shepherd them outside. Yes, they can get to the byline. Yes, they can do cutbacks. But you're just trying to delay the chances they're going to get. We start again to Rudiger. We go right out wide quickly to Fernan Torres. We run straight into Coleman. Great card. He gets a lovely ball through to Muani. He gets the shot across. You just felt the momentum at that point in the game he was going to score. And I was quite happy that he scored because it meant that momentum was over. And I was maybe going to get back to playing again. So we do some nice little 1-2 passes. We play a lovely ball into the space to bring Navas forward. Inside to Kondogbia on his left foot. Now, this goal comes about because of, if you see here, at the moment he's controlling his left back. So if he keeps bringing his left back out to me, I've got an option of going down the outside. Should show this. I can go down the outside or I can go inside. Well, I choose to go inside. There. And because I've done that, he's then dragged his centre-back out. He's got a big gap that Mbappe, the AI, has decided I'm going to stand where that centre-back would be. Because if you were telling me that's his back four, he would be happy with his back four. That's where his back four should be. But Mbappe's just taking the position of the central defender. I spot him quickly. It's on Kondogbia's strong foot. We can play the ball through. And then we play that extra pass just to make sure we have the full goal available to us. So again, it's just recognising that he's pulled a full back out and there is space available to play into. We win the ball back nice and early. We play a terrible ball forward with Pedri, so we have to get back into shape. We do. Kondogbia just screening the back four there. We turn back because we're aware that he's feeling a bit rattled. Some side tackles have come in. So we're trying to play quick passes, only running when we've got space. We dink ball over the top for Mbappe. We lose out on it there. It would have been nice if we managed to control that. But that's why I don't like playing too many high balls, because your players struggle to control them at times. And that is a brilliant pass. And that does it. But this is something I love with this formation. If you, and we'll see it in the 4-3-3-5 more, this wee touch there to the on-running player. If you can see the players making the runs and you've got players with their back to the defence, you can play little touches like that. You're always going to win that because you're running in a straight line and he's having to turn round. We know that from actually playing football. You're quicker if you're continuously running than if you're having to turn. Central defenders know about how to set body shape and stuff, and it's the same thing in the game. Right, that was the gameplay. It was good fun. Love this formation. Let's get into some tactics. Oh, like, subscribe, and comment. All that good stuff. So, that was the gameplay. Hope you enjoyed that. You see the tiki-taka we can get with it. You see the great runs still from midfield. Like I said, you can, if you want, you don't have to play the depth I'm playing with this, because I'm very attacking with this formation. I just like it. I think this midfield, this and the 4-1-2-1-2 midfield moves differently to everything else. And I hope you've seen that with Lo Celso and Pedri, the runs they made into the box. Just phenomenal. And then Alves as well. Alvarez, the way he can run into the box is it's so much fun. So let's get into the tactics. Oh, like, subscribe, comment, because I don't know if I said that. Doing these in the 3 bits is, it's a lot of work doing these videos. So, 4-3-3-2. So we start off with balance. We've got a defensive width of 40. We've got a defensive depth of 60. So like I said, if you want to drop this down to 40 or 50, you can feel absolutely free to do that. Because, or you can put this up to 70 or 100. You know, this is the way this tactic works. It's really good like that. I play it on 60 for this one because I wanted it to be a little bit more defensive, but I still wanted to have the same threat from midfield. We've got build up play long ball and chance creation possession. That's what pulls the people into space, like you've seen. The passing around the box, the intricate tiki taka. That's how I get that. Width is 40 because we want to stay nice and narrow. We want the wingers coming in. Players in the box is 6. Corner kicks and free kicks, completely up to you, but I have it on 2 and 2. That's how we set up. Our instructions for a striker, we just have simply get in behind, because we don't have direct passing on. Torres and Alvarez are on come back on defence, free roam, come short and get into the box. Come back on defence, free roam, come short and get into the box. And what this will do is they'll come back when they need to, obviously on defence, but they will also move around the pitch. So you've seen Alvarez's AI just allowed him to be on the penalty spot because that's where he wants to be. That's where this card wants to be. So that with the come short sportive runs and they get in the box, that's where they go. Fernand Torres tends to arrive in the box a little bit later. He has that almost late run trait. Doesn't exist within FC 24, but you know, if there is something going on in the background that they're testing, he definitely seems to have a late run type trait because he definitely makes much later runs into the box. Lo Celso and Pedri are on stay back while attacking, but Pedri's on stay on the edge of the box cover centre, and Lo Celso is on get in the box cover centre. Now what you will have noticed is that Pedri still gets into the box and pops up and scores goals. So yeah, not sure those are actually doing anything at the moment, but that's how I have it split. Kondogbia is on stay back while attacking cover centre and deep lying playmaker. So he'll drop between the centre backs when we have the ball and just give them an extra passing option. And that's fine because we have both our fullbacks on stay back while attacking and overlap. So we are still in a defensive setup. We almost have a 5 at the back when we've got the ball. And we defend in a 4-5-1. So it's still a very defensive setup, but the way the tactics are set up, we are looking to counter-attack, we're looking for fast breaking, and we're looking for tiki-taka around the box. So while our stay back while attacking one, our ultra-defensive one is about counter-attack, incisive goals, this one's about counter-attack, but also playing around the opposition box, while still remaining solid at the back. And that's the difference. With our defensive one, we can play the full game. You can start in this, you can move into this formation, you can play this formation the full game. It's a nice formation to play, it's fun. But it is just a little bit more solid and secure. Like I said at the start, we have the midfield and defence as a solid structure, and our front three as a more fluid structure. Our 2 centre backs we don't touch because we don't want them playing striker, and our goalkeeper, I've got one comfort cross season sweeper keeper. Does it do anything? Not sure, but feel free to play about with it, whatever you want to do. Yeah, so that's how this one sets up. A formation I really, really like. I've done a few of them over the course of the year, and it's one of the first ones I'll be looking at when we come into EAFC 25. So, like, subscribe, comment. This is a fun series to do. I wanted to get around to this. I'm glad I'm getting around to doing it now. And this is your defensive 4-3-3-2. So, only play the game while you're having fun. If the game stops being fun, you stop playing that game and you play something else. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.